Hello adventure seekers, and welcome to Rocky Mountains National Park. I'm Gary Bodiford with AdventureCrew.com. Today we begin a 3-day adventure in Rocky Mountains National Park, and we invite you to come along with us. This park, Rocky Mountains National Park, was originally founded in 1915 by Woodrow Wilson. The park, located in Colorado, was our 10th national park and was specifically designed to protect some of the very vulnerable and fragile ecosystems that lie particularly above the 10,000 foot level in this park. Today, we're very glad that our government had the foresight back then to create this park, as over 3 million visitors a year visit the park. The park is located 2 hours north of Denver, very accessible for most folks. It's a great park either as a solo packer, hiker, or with your family. There's things for everybody here. It also has a wide variety of environments ranging from basically 8,000 feet to 12,000 feet. If you've experienced the parks before, you'll find that the peaks here may remind you of the mountains of Glacier or the Grand Tetons. The alpine lakes that are pristine and beautiful may remind you of those of Yosemite. And the wildlife, rolling meadows, and scenic drives and waterfalls may remind you of Yellowstone. So if you're ready for our adventure in Rocky Mountains National Park, let's saddle up the horses and get the wagons rolling. See you there. So if you're looking for an exciting drive through the national parks, you can't do any better than the Trail Ridge Road in Rocky Mountains National Park. A very, very popular spot, and there's good reason why. For one thing, it rises about 5,000 feet in elevation from Grand Lake to Estes Park, or vice versa. It's about 48 miles from one direction to the other, and we go through some incredible lodgepole pine forest and tundra vistas. Here we are at our first stop on our trip up the Trail Ridge Road. We've stopped at the mighty Colorado River. Actually, we're near the headwaters of the Colorado River, where it starts as a small trickle in the mountains and eventually becomes the giant, magnificent river we're all familiar with. We're about 10 miles still from Grand Lake, still at about 9,000 feet in the middle of the lush, beautiful forest. As you can see, the river's not very large here, and it's really hard to believe that this stream is the stream that's carved out so many of the incredible vistas and canyons and landscapes of the American West. But there you are. All right, let's get going.
Watch your... Did you guys see that? Boss man, you're laughing at me, dude. I thought I had a good blooper with Clint tripping there, and then I wagging this big hole. Hope you guys like that one.
Stop 2 of our trip up the Trail Ridge Road brings us to the Continental Divide. We're at 10,700 feet here, and of course the Continental Divide is famous for being the demarcation line between drainage for the rivers to the east and the west. For example, behind us we have the Laputa River, and it drains to the Atlantic. And over that way, slightly beyond where we are, is the Beaver River, and it drains to the Pacific. So we've got a lot more miles to go up the road, headed toward 12,000 feet, and I promise you the best is yet to come. Wait till you see the alpine vistas ahead of us. If you're planning a visit to Rocky Mountain National Park, the highlight of any trip is a drive up Trail Ridge Road. You'll want to be sure and check this out. It's about 40 miles from end to end, and it goes up to 12,200 feet. That's where we are right now. It's actually the longest contiguous piece of highway in the United States, over 12,000 feet. So as you can see behind me, there are some incredible views, and there are lots of great places at the top to stop and park and enjoy the views. So enjoy it. Our next stop is at the Forest Canyon Overlook. We're still at 11,600 feet, and as you look down in the valley below, that's where we're going to end up, down in there. And you'll see that the pine trees look pretty good over here. There's a big difference between the way they look on this side of the park and over on the west side of the park, where the pine beetle has really created quite a blight across a lot of the states, and particularly in that side. The Forest Service has tried to do a very good job of protecting the pine trees in the area where most of the visitors come to.
In action.
Thanks for joining us for our trip to Rocky Mountain National Park. Rocky Mountain National Park is one of our greatest scenic treasures. Within its boundaries lie some of the most magnificent peaks, alpine lakes, and high country valleys anywhere in the U.S. For more information on this park and others, check us out at our National Parks portal page at www.adventure-crew.com/parks. Okay, adventurers, thanks for joining us. I'm Gary Bodiford, and we will see you on our next adventure.